This is Ryan. First day could have gone a little bit better. We got rolled in all the challenges. 2 awards and 1 community. So we got community or tribal coming up in an hour. I think I'm in a good spot right now. A lot of people seem like they want to. Just trying to sift out I don't want to burn everybody, so I'm gonna have to make some decisions if we end up going to tribal. But I'm in a good spot. I'm hard to beat everyone right now because everyone's playing in the middle hard. So I'm gonna have to have a few more conversations with people and kind of see if I can pull a squad together. Look at me, leading vote. So that's exciting. For this tribal, it's gonna be pretty unanimous. It's gonna be unanimous. We're throwing down Frank, and we're not sure if he has an idol or anything. He seems pretty laid back, like doesn't really have a care in the world right now. So he could have an idol and just basically pick who goes. But a couple people that I've been getting good vibes from, want to figure out a way to work with them are Alex, Josh. I need to talk to Jeff more, but I think we're on the same page. Matt and Lena. I might pronounce that wrong. So I'm trying to figure out how it all works. Gel. I'll kind of see the same thing I'm seeing. Need to have some more one-on-one conversations, though, because it's been pretty tough at camp to sneak away and not be weird about it. So, feeling good, and we've got a big day today to put the Purple Tribe at Tribal Council instead of us.
Is there anyone that you've got your eyes on, that you're nervous about, potential allies?
Well, so actually, I used to be nervous about it and harder to read just because I've reached out to them some, but haven't really been reciprocated. Is Danny, so I can't really read them that well. I can tell they're a gamer too, so they could definitely go far and pretty charismatic too. So tribe swap or merge happens, I feel like they could do pretty well. I haven't told anyone that I've played another LRG before, and people have been asking, and some people have been open about it. So I'm talking to Jeff about it because he might know about what we played, but he doesn't say anything about it. So I'm still with them at my center, so I think he's pretty well off and go pretty deep. But yeah, that's the lay of the land right now.
Awesome. Any final thoughts or shoutouts?
Final thoughts, it's going to be a big day, and shout out to the Live to Give community. We're going to represent.
Awesome. Thank you.
here. So I'll just tell you a little bit about how the first day's been going. Start off really well, but we ended up losing 3 challenges in a row, which was definitely not good. Although the challenge rewards, obviously losing immunity sucks, but the rewards I'm not super upset about. Definitely became clear that Frank might be someone who might be a challenge liability, so that definitely was a lot of like the talk around camp and is who I'm expecting to be voted out. I think it's important, like all of us are trying to keep the tribe together and strong and united, so I'm pretty sure everybody is just going to be 9 votes for Frank, and I don't even know. Frank just hasn't talked any strategy to anyone, which is like concerning, so I'm like, does he have an idol, does he not? I don't think he does, because he's just been hanging around camp. Obviously, it could be me. I don't think it is. I haven't really gotten any whiff of that, and I think I've gotten some good connections with people. Specifically, I think I'm doing really good with like, I don't know. Not really sure who like my top person would be. I guess Carrie would be someone good. We woke up pretty early today and had a nice chat, and like kind of we're close to making an alliance. I don't think anyone's like super locked in yet on that. I like Alex as well. I think I could be working with him. Danny's kind of giving me shady vibes a little bit. Same thing with Jeff, so I'm not really sure about that. I haven't really gotten a chance to talk to Natalie or Elena, so I'm like not sure, but I think that we could definitely be working together. Wondering if there's anybody else. I'm probably missing some people, but yeah, everybody else I think is doing really well. So yeah, I think that's how day one's going. Feeling fairly confident. Yeah.
How's the chess game update going? I know that you said that your strategy was to not make losing.
Yeah, that's so I'm definitely doing the same thing. So big thing, I did not want to come out and be a big threat right away. So I'm trying to like lay low a little bit, not come out and try and over strategize too quickly and just try and get to know people. Definitely not looking for idols right now, because I think getting caught doing that would be terrible. Although there was one spot like by the watering hole, like early this morning, everyone was asleep. I had the little flashlight. I'm like, no one's gonna see this, everyone's gone. So I just real quick looked under, like there were 2 suspicious like little concrete like rock things, nothing there. So that was the only real risky thing I think I did. But other than that, trying to just be very, calculated, not do anything too crazy. Normally, I'm more of like a jokey type person, try and be a little more loose. But I'm more conservative right now, just sort of flying under the radar early in this state. I really want to like fly under the radar, be just someone's number right now in the majority alliance, and then towards the later half of the game, really break out and then make some big moves. Because that's what people in the jury are going to remember last, and right now I feel like it's less important. It's more just get out of this phase of the game. Yeah, so that's how my strategy's going right now.
Any kings, queens, or pawns that stand out to you?
I think right now, obviously I would like to be the king. I'm not really sure. It's so early that you really haven't developed it. I know that we had the the abduction challenge, or the abduction curse that's happening, so that's why, part of the reason why I'm trying to get close to Carrie, because I think she's very honest and open. She gives me that sort of impression, so if she ends up doing something, I think she'll tell me if I'm her number 1 person, because I don't know if she's the best at strategy, but who knows, that might just be how she's playing it. So yeah, I think that she might be the queen right now, just because she's got all that power, she can move in any which way. In terms of pawns, I think we're in the early game, and you're going to just get, I think Frank might end up being a pawn that we just have to sacrifice right now, just to move forward in the game, a little gambit that's happening.
Awesome. And then any final thoughts or last shout-outs?
No, I think I'm good on terms of final thoughts. That's all that's going through my head. Hopefully I'm not the first one voted out. I don't think I will be, and I'll be able to, win a challenge, win immunity. That's the big thing. All right.
Sweet. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Good,
Have fun.
So we get to our camp, and we don't think it's. Apparently, we got the bad camp according to the production crew, but I didn't think our camp was all that bad. So we got settled in pretty well. The first thing I noticed when we walk in there is there's a crafted spaceship-looking thing hanging from a fishing line from a tree, and it's got this little string and a little note. I thought it was like our tree mail. So I'm like, oh my God, we got tree mail already. And so I couldn't reach it. So our tall guy, Jeff, he came over and he pulled the little thing out, totally thinking it was tree mail. Not tree mail. It was the Galaxy Curse. So we found out somebody from our tribe was going to be abducted, which I actually thought about this before I even got here, because I was like, there's something to the title, the theme of our season, Galaxy Curse. Curse, clearly not a good thing. So I had a feeling abductions was going to happen. I even expressed this to my husband. I'm like, there's going to be abductions. I have a feeling. So as soon as he started reading it, Jeff started reading it because he's the one that pulled it out. And he's reading it, and it says clearly on there, abduction and Galaxy Curse, and we have to select one tribe member to be abducted. And Jeff, because he was in the reading, and it was his decision. He had to choose somebody. And he's like, I'm not choosing anybody. We don't even really know each other yet. So he says we're drawing sticks, okay? So I'm like, fine, I'll gather sticks. So I gathered all these twigs, and I made sure they were mostly the same size, but there was one specific small one. And so Jeff puts them all in his hand loose, and we all take turns pulling the stick. I got the short stick. So I'm like, okay, even though the word is curse, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it'll be, I get a choice. I can choose something good, or I accidentally choose something bad. Maybe it'll be good for my tribe. So I'm trying to be on the positive side of it and not like think this is a horrible thing. But the thing of it is, we don't know when the abduction is happening. So I literally slept 1 hour last night, one eye open, thinking somebody was going to shake my shoulder and tell me, you gotta go. And so I didn't sleep well last night. But otherwise, camp life has been good. We got our fire right away. We got our tarp up right away. We made rice, which was awesome. We had a cup of rice last night. Everybody seems to be jiving pretty well. I am kind of right now, I'm hooked up a little bit with Josh. He and I are trying to create a little bit of an alliance. We've got Ryan pulled in and Alex for sure. So right now, and we're thinking about trying to pull in Lena, I think it is. But right now, for sure, Alex, me, and Josh and Ryan are forming something here. And I feel pretty good about it. I think the whole tribe is in agreement with who is going to go at our tribal council. Should I say who we think that is or no? So it's going to be Frank. And he's a dear man. I really like him. But in our immunity challenge yesterday, our team was way ahead. And when it came to Frank's portion of it, he just took the longest, and that put us really behind. So I think the team in general just feels like, physically he might not be fast enough. He is the oldest member on our tribe, which, again, that makes me feel bad for him. But if we're going to try to win something in the future, I think it's just really important we weed out the people who aren't pulling their weight as well. So nothing personal, but it's just, that seems to be the consensus of the tribe. Other than that, I feel like I get along with everybody. There's been a couple of people that I haven't really had any one-on-ones with. I haven't really talked to Meredith much, and I haven't talked to Danny much. But everybody else I feel pretty comfortable with. I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. I did help get the fire going. We found some really cool, scraps of metal to create a little grid for our pot to do the rice. All in all, I think it's pretty good. Sleeping was rough though, because like I said, I'm waiting to be abducted. And that's about it.
Any final shout-outs?
Just shout out to my husband. I love you. I hope you'll be able to come up and watch today. And friends and family. I'm doing okay so far.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so immediately when the cast all arrives and we're all placed in tribes, well, actually, before we're placed in tribes, I'm recognizing a few faces. And they're all slowly going to the other mat. And I don't know if that's going to hurt or help, if they're suddenly not going to be my allies, say there's a swap, or if I get to merge. So that's a scary prospect, that's for sure. But I feel like I was placed on the wrong team. I really, really like everybody there, but I also love the people that I know already. So if I could just meet up with them, I think it could be smooth sailing, or maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to play things by ear. The challenge is I'm not too beat up about taking 3 L's. I think it was 3. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. They were very close. It wasn't like it was a complete blowout, so that's not all that bad. I feel like we'll catch a break here soon. It's only a matter of time. We'll drop somebody, probably 2 people, and then I think we can kind of come together and put our strengths together and at least make the swap as one tribe in one piece. I did walk into camp when we first got there, and we saw this little hanging UFO thing. Okay, and I'm looking at it, and I don't see anything too distinct, but I'm the closest one to it, and Ryan goes, "Hey, Jeff." And so I was like, okay, it looks like I got to pull down this little scroll with a string attached to it. So I roll it up, and it basically says that I or someone of my choosing has to get abducted. Now, what that entails, I don't know. We're all kind of speculating on possibly right before tribal they get pulled and abducted, so they get automatic safety. It is possible that the other tribe also has that, so depending on when the abduction thing comes into play, whoever found it over there gets to get abducted to our tribe and watch our tribals. There's a whole lot of different ideas and theories that are fun to think about, but at the end of the day, however it works, that's how it's gonna work. We drew sticks, and whoever got the short stick is going, because I certainly didn't want to out anybody, and I certainly didn't want to take the possible advantage or disadvantage for myself. Fuck that. And we drew sticks, and it ended up being Carrie that is gonna be abducted. So I don't know. We'll see how everything goes.
How's camp life?
Camp life is good. Sleep sucks. We were told about a possible raccoon that was confirmed to have rabies kind of in the area, so any little snap or crunch, I'm keeping one eye open. But that's I don't really think that's going to be too big of an issue. It's really just outside noise that's keeping me awake, and I'm trying to be the last one asleep because I snore a little. People get voted off based on snoring sometimes, so I don't know. I'm trying to watch every little thing that I do, but also not, because if I think about everything too much, then I might think my way out way sooner than I want to.
Awesome. Any final thoughts or shout-outs?
Shout-outs to my family and my cats, my work people, if they care enough to even watch, and that's really it. Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
Sick.
Jeff.
initial thoughts on the game so far. I would like it if we won something yesterday out of the three things. It keeps coming down to very, very close calls in theory, and there's just like one component of it that kind of trips us up, it feels like. So we keep almost being there, and I'm hoping to break that day one curse for something today. I feel good about how I'm doing in the game so far. Like, I've had some pretty solid conversations with like Ryan and Josh and Lena, and then a couple like shoot conversations. There are definitely still people who I haven't had a chance to talk to yet and would like to. It's just kind of difficult when there's not a ton of space to kind of vanish off, and it becomes very quickly apparent when like, oh, those people have left. So figuring out the timing of that is still kind of an ongoing thing. Same with figuring out like the pace of how quickly to be gaming, I guess. Because like I know I said in my intro confessional that I didn't want to like paint a target on myself, and I don't think I have done that. But like between talking to a good number of people, and then like kind of taking the lead on the grappling hook thing yesterday, which was really cool, but also was kind of a factor in why we lost the immunity challenge. Like, it's definitely something that I'm aware of and kind of trying to shift my focus on that going forward, to just figure out the best strategy going forward there. I like our camp. I know that the production keeps saying that we have the worst camp, but if we had the hay bales, it'd be very nice, because sleeping last night was difficult. But like, we've got our little lean-to set up, we've got a solid fire pit. So we've got a really good group of people for like getting started into a game. And I'm hoping that we can just turn things around today for the morale and for knocking Blizzard down a peg. I'd like to do that.
You decided to jump in the pool in
Yes.
that first comp. Was there strategy behind that decision? Or?
So when we were talking about initial strength, there were like a handful of people who were like, I'm not a great swimmer. And I'm like at least a decent swimmer, it sounded like, out of the group. So that was strategic in terms of like, okay, I'm a person who can swim on this tribe, like I'll take that at first, like literal leap. So yeah, that wasn't to be like, I want to go first and like kick things off. That was just like practical, like that was strategy based from the tribe as a whole. But that was another thought I had. I'm like, oh, I like kicked off first challenge, I took point on the grappling hook. So again, might try and lay low a little bit, but you get nervous when you're trying to lay low and then you see other people talking, like, oh, well, I should be talking too. So we'll get that balance figured out so I can keep playing.
And this is your first live game, right?
Yes.
How's it going?
It's fun. I did Survivor Stings shortly before joining this one. Hi, Trin Chat. And that was cool. It was a really cool experience. Figuring out the kind of communication of that has been a very different experience from this. Same with just like being actually out in the woods and having not yet eaten today and not really sure how much sleep I got last night. So that they were very different and very cool experiences. But yeah, I'm also very impressed with the level of like production and challenge, because I wasn't sure what that was going to look like with this for like a live version, and it looks really cool. It's so cool. So yeah, a great first live game.
Awesome. Any final thoughts or shout-outs?
No final thoughts. I'm thinking that this first tribal is going to go smoothly. I would be very surprised if it didn't. And hopefully we can turn it around from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you so
nice
much.
to meet you. Likewise.
So it was a great first day. Well, not for our tribe, but as an experience, it was a great first day. We got to do 3 different challenges. We lost all 3, unfortunately. All 3 of them were really close. I don't think it was, I don't know. It was hard because it was neck and neck on all of them, and just one little thing could have changed it and we could have won one, but we're currently sitting here 0-3, so we need to do something different. Yeah, I think it's going well.
How are you feeling about the performances and challenges? I know there was kind of a mishap yesterday for
Yeah.
the memory one. Let's talk
Well,
about
I
that.
woke up in the middle of the night with my argument of why I should have been allowed to move that sheet down, because everybody else was moving their piles of stuff after they were checked out of the game. So I was like, I feel like I wish I had that argument then, but it didn't hit me until like 3 in the morning. So it is what nobody else on our team was even close, so it is what it is.
Camp life, man. Have people been searching for idols? Have there been groups forming?
I feel like there's been groups forming, but it's lots of big groups. I see individual alliances forming. I think Lena and Ryan are both from Minneapolis. I think they've kind of like separated off. Frank's kind of on the outskirts. Carrie has kind of been watching Frank to make sure he doesn't go looking for idols. I think that's kind of also secluded her. But yeah, it's going to be hard, I feel like, after the first vote or two, what happens next, because I don't know that lines have fully been drawn in the sand yet.
Any like big worries or concerns moving forward after this tribal in regard to kind of that?
Yeah, we just gotta fucking win. I just want to fucking win a challenge, just one. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. But getting through this tribal and making sure that the vote goes as planned and there's not an idol that was secretly found that nobody noticed, that would be a concern. But otherwise, I think that's it.
All right. Any final thoughts or shout outs to anybody back home?
No, excited to be playing. Hi, everyone. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Big thanks to production. This has been incredible. It's very run very smoothly, and the challenges are very high production value. Like, it's been so impressive. So, that's all. Thank you.
Day 2, and we had our first night and our first day. Let's just say the first day was rough. Jovian tribe lost 3 challenges in a row. Morale is still high. We have a sick camp. We built benches for our little fire area. We have our 2 tarps up. It came together very quickly, but then I think that's when the game slowed down a bit. I found that people were less inclined to walk off. We have a huge pile of firewood, so we can't say we're gonna go get more firewood, and I think it also slowed down for the fact of who we're gonna end up voting tonight. So with that, people are less hesitant to split off, and I think came to a consensus, that consensus being Frank. I think sadly his lack of socialization with other people and lack of forward initiative in the game is definitely going to come and bite him. I know he's probably going to be like, oh well, I made you guys dinner while you were strategizing, but I was like, all 8 of us were gone. He never comes into the conversations, and when he does, it's a little bit too late. So I think tonight it'll probably be Frank going home. In terms of other things that have been happening at camp, because we'll obviously have to keep the game moving after this, I really need to start being better about having more one-on-one or two-on-one conversations with people in order to solidify more stronger alliances. This vote kind of unifies us for this round, but if our track record continues and we lose more challenges, I will definitely need more solid numbers on my side. people that I'm feeling really good about right now are Lena, Meredith, Alex, and Ryan. I get good vibes from Natalie. We just haven't talked like in smaller groups together, so I think my objective for today is to lock in more numbers. I've been just being a bubbly, playful, funny person around camp, offering help where I can, and I think it'll be interesting to see how the game shakes up when it isn't going to be like an easy next vote. I think also in addition to that, there are some people lying on our tribe. There are people saying that they have never played live games before. Why am I recognizing some of you then? Like, I'm pretty sure Ryan has played Live to Give. Savannah apparently works on Live to Give. I still haven't pinned down where I know Amanda from, but I recognize her. Mojo and I have played together. Ain't nobody need to know that. And I think the list goes on. Like, there's definitely people who are not coming forth with that, and me being the only person on my tribe to say, like, oh, I've played one of these games before. Like, a lot of times they've defaulted to me, even though I'm the youngest on the tribe, to ask me questions. And I'm like, that's great and all right now. And it's like, okay, like, that's good information to help the tribe, but later on they're going to use it kind of as like maybe a way to target me. Like, I've played these before, I know what I'm doing, but like, we've all watched Survivor. I mean, it really isn't like astrophysics here. Just, I think maybe some people are going to look at anything they can grab onto to like push the target onto somebody else, and I think that already started to happen. Sadly, I feel like Meredith may be the next vote, because there were little inklings of people saying that she's not having like strong one-on-one conversations with people, or like they haven't had game talk with her. And since the vote has already been decided to be frank, I'm feeling like they're dropping those seeds now, so it'll be easy to vote off Meredith later. I am not about to let that happen. The minute I get a chance to talk to her, I'm going to let her know that this was said, hopefully like reinvigorate her social game and get her back in good graces, because I want Meredith in this game, and I'm not just going to let her go because somebody else decided that it was time. I'll decide that.
Awesome. Any final shout-outs or last-minute thoughts?
Shout out to all my friends and family who are watching. I hope I make you guys proud, and shout out to everybody from Survivor BC who's watching Mojo and I play. So I hope we make you proud, and I can't wait to see what day 2 has to bring.
Awesome. Thanks, Danny. Good job.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work. Good luck. Have fun. See you around.
I'm loving it. It's exciting. There's a lot of things I didn't expect. The challenges are awesome. It's a great experience. Didn't sleep well last night because you're sleeping on rocks and ground, but you know what? It's part of the game.
How's camp life? What's going on?
We got a great camp. We figured out a nice grate so we can make a rice on it. I think it's a good spot. I haven't seen the other one, but this is nice. It's nice and cozy.
So we struggled a little bit with the digging in that first challenge. What was going through your head? Why'd you select digging? Was that like a strategical move?
You know, it was just a random thing. We were going along, and I thought, you know, I'll dig. And yeah, digging was a little challenging, but got it done. You know, you think back and should I have picked something else? But you know, it's the draw.
What was it like going back to camp after that competition specifically?
As far as
your thoughts, what was the morale like? Because that was the first one, right?
The morale sucked because we lost. You know, that whole game, and the other one just after that. So yeah, it was like we're getting our juju up, and we know that we can beat them. And I think everyone one was pretty damn close. So we're just that far away, and we're gonna do better, no question.
Awesome. Any final thoughts or shout outs?
No, I just having a great time. I know we're gonna vote pretty soon, and whatever happens, happens. But I gotta thank Nikki and the whole crew because we had a great time, and it's gonna be a great week.
Awesome. Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.
We'll send you.
So far it's been good. I really like my tribe. I was so happy when they put me over with the people that I'm with. Oh, speak up. So I was really happy to be with all of them. I think even just kind of walking into the like quiet time in the beginning, you kind of like feel out people's vibes, and I really like the people that I was kind of feeling out. So so far so good. The team's good. We're jiving like really well together. So I'm kind of surprised about that, but good personalities, good vibes all around. Let's see. Alliances so far, I've been like talked to a couple of times one-on-one by a couple of folks on the team, so I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing, if they're just gonna blindside me in the next tribal here, but so far there's been a couple of alliance suggestions. Is there anybody I don't really jive with? I don't think there's anybody I really don't like. There was one instance with Josh where he like kind of came into a conversation that we all were having and just kind of like threw a name out, which felt really aggressive with like the group that we were in. So I feel like he might have a target on his back after this tribal. Yeah, I'm not sure what else.
Yeah, I mean, we can. Any final thoughts or shout outs or anything like that?
So let's see. Hunger has not kicked in yet. Sleep was all right. I got maybe like 2-3 hours. That was pretty nice. Shout outs. I guess hi to everyone at home, and hope you're watching. If not, that's okay. We'll watch together when I get home. Yeah, feeling good.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Well said.
So the game so far has been so much fun. I'm so happy that we've got to do 3 challenges already before voting anyone out. Challenges, they were tough. I mean, we were so close with all of them. It's like, oh, if we had just pushed maybe a little bit harder, we could have got it. But maybe we're saving our strength for the next couple days when it's really crunch time. I don't know. As far as, tribes, I feel like I'm really vibing with my tribe. That's what makes this so hard. Everyone seems great. We've been having lots of fun at camp, but the thing is, you do have to vote someone out. So there's been some chatter. There's some people I trust more than others. I think it's going to get pretty spicy pretty soon. And anything else?
What are some of your major concerns moving forward?
One of my major concerns is that last night, so I've played a live reality game before, and a tribe member of mine has played the same live reality game, shout out Live to Give, and last night one of her tribe mates brought it up, and brought up that Carolyn from Survivor visited this season, and, we've been trying to keep that on the down low. We haven't really told anyone that we've been separate seasons of another live reality game. And so now I think that puts a little bit of distrust around me. I'm concerned that people might not think that I'm playing a very fair game. So trying to tackle whether we should address that or we should just form a group of the other people who aren't bringing that up.
So you mentioned you really like your tribe.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about some of the people on the other tribe? Any major threats over there?
The other tribe is really... They talk a lot of shade, and it's fair because they're winning all the challenges, but some of them I'm like, oh, you're sneaky. There's a couple, G has been a competition beast and someone to look out for. And just, I've heard a couple names thrown out of people who have played a lot of these before, people who have been really stepping up in challenges, and I just feel like there's some competition there, and I'm a little nervous about if I make it further in the game and there's a tribe swap or something. There's going to be a lot of dynamics.
Is there anyone over there that you're hoping to sync up with?
Well, we have that Live to Give connection, Savannah, but other than that, we weren't able to talk to anyone until we were already sorted into tribes, so I really have no preconceived notions, and I would just go in with kind of like, whoever wants to work with me, I would be open to it.
Cool. Any final thoughts or shout outs back home?
Final thoughts. I'm gonna be I sound like I haven't gotten any sleep, and that's because I haven't. But I would like to shout out my kickball team. You all know who you are. Kicking names, taking ass. I'm here in honor of you to kick some names and take some ass. So let's hope I can do that today.
Awesome. Thank you so much.